Hi everyone, welcome to Cheltenham Chat, episode 5. Today's episode will have last week's horses like we always do, and I ran through the comments. I'm going to talk about comments from Anthony Carlisle, Pat Kenna and Graham Thorpe today that they put up, and we'll also talk about Gary Siv's video. A lot of pertinent things in Gary's video from this week, and I want to talk about them at the end of the video as well, and I hope you will watch to the end. I'm not going to talk about the 12:40 yesterday at Cheltenham because I'll be in jail after. We'll just leave it at that. Starting the review of the week, and I've no big eye catchers. I was delighted to see Gavin Lynch put Kilcruit up last week, and that's following on from the week before where he put one of my eye catchers up. I can't even remember what it was now. I know Jennings put Brave Man's Game up. Oh, Zana here. So anyway, yeah, I can't really help them this week though, because I haven't got anything that really took my eye out this week at all. Mr. Fisher won the Peterborough. He was good. He did well to get back at Kalashnikov after Kalashnikov sort of produced a better jump at the last, but I just don't think he's a Ryanair winner myself, but Jennings put him up at 25-1. So, you know, shrewder judges than me fancy him. I don't know. I can't have him for a championship race, to be honest. I think he's not quite that good enough, but he was good on Friday. Now, Salem was very good at Fontwell earlier in the week, won by 40 lengths or something, and he looks like this season's Gary Moore Goshen horse. Is he up to the Irish challenge? I don't know. He's down to 12-1. I've been honest, I said Zana here was a really impressive winner 2 weeks ago, and I'd have him over Nasalem if I'm honest. Boot Hill was extremely impressive as well at Taunton. I liked his performance a lot. You know, it's a lower grade track, but he was very impressive all the same. I wonder which of the best or the Harry Fry horses will be, because I was impressed with Metier as well at Ascot. I think both of them, when they go up in grade, are going to be horses to watch, because they're going to go in against horses from bigger yards, and you might get a price in them, and they might be a bet. So just keep your eye out for both of those horses coming forward. Boot Hill's the one everyone's talking about. I think Meteor could be a bit under the radar. The Irish horses, even from the McConnell and the Winters Yard, thrashed the British horses over the weekend, and that is extremely worrying when you've got Mullins, Elliott, de Bromhead, O'Brien and Harrington to take their horses into the gig at the festival. Chatham Street Lad was unbelievable. £20 well in, must have been £20 well in to win that easy. Was pulling a cart. Great performance, but if Irish horses are that well handicapped, we've already seen what the Shanter did in the Greatwood. It could be quite difficult to win any of the handicaps this season, that's for sure. Eglinton Desoy was the horse I was talking about as a plot for the county. Sadly, she was a plot for the Mayors yesterday, and I didn't see it. She was backed from 12s into 4s and beaten by the White Mouse, but she was a long way clear of the rest. So yesterday looked like it was the day. I think she'll get a couple of pounds added on at least for that. And to try and get her down to a mark to win at Cheltenham could be quite difficult from there. I didn't see that as the plot, but obviously going from open handicaps to back down into a mare's race, mare's handicap was the way to go. She just wasn't quite good enough to win. That's in the main the horses that I saw last week. It wasn't a big week for Cheltenham clues maybe. Brandy Love was good yesterday in a mare's bumper. Whether she can translate that to the higher level, I don't know. I mean, she looked like she just joined in with Furlong to go. She was going that well. But it was probably a poor race. She'd get the mare's allowance in the championship bumper, so there is a possibility they could go that way. She could go novice hurdling and into the mare's novice, but for me, I don't know where she's going to go. But she was impressive. A couple of quick races to look at this week, in my opinion. I'm really interested to see this mare's novice at Naas tomorrow. Royal Illusion and Costa Vetera look two very good prospects going forward. Royal Illusion, who won bumpers, then went to flat racing and has now come back to go novice hurdling. And Costa Vetera, who's looked good in her two bumpers this season. So that's going to be a race that I would advise you to watch. And I think one of them, if they win, could be into about 10-1 for the mare's novice at Cheltenham in March. And these videos are all about March, really. Quickly on to the comments, and I might sort of mix and match the Gary Siv's chart with this, but Anthony Carlisle firstly brought up the subject of Betfair prices on the exchanges in the anti-post market, and I have to say that the comment was perfectly correct. There's no liquidity. It's very difficult to get much money on, and sometimes you're looking at a price under what the top bookmaker's offering. So really, yeah, it was a good comment, and it was something that I've looked at and quite often gone into Betfair and looked at the price and thought, God, that's less than, Hills and Ladbrokes have got, and they're only offering £7 on a 5.3 on a 9-2 shot, and you're thinking, well, what's the point? Surely the Betfair market's got to be better than this for the anti-post markets. Graham Thorpe talked about Altior, the interview with Nicky Henderson. He thought I was harsh on Henderson. I will bet on any horse that I think is going to win, but I've said my piece on Nicky so many times. Anyone reading that blog and thinking that they're getting info in it, well, that's up to them. I just feel Nicky wants everything his own way, and if he doesn't get it, he throws his teddy out the pram. He wanted Altior to have an easy race, and when it was quite apparent he wasn't going to get an easy race, he used any excuse he could apart from the one he needed to use. But when you've talked the horse up all week and said it's catching pigeons and it's flying at home in an attempt to sort of scare rivals off, and then they don't get scared off, and you've got to run against them, then he's taking the horse out because he's scared it's going to have a hard race. He's shown his hand now, and for me, the way to go is for Nichols and not to put very good horses in the races every time Altior's declared, and make sure he doesn't get an easy race. Not just Altior on that note, it's quite clear that Album Photo does the same. And if I was a big Irish trainer, I'd be stopping that gig going on at Tramore as well, and I'd be putting quite a few horses into the Tramore race and making sure that Album Photo doesn't get an easy race there. That's just my opinion. I mean, if you know that they don't want Altior to have a hard race, then the thing to do is to make sure he does have a hard race, in my opinion. Nicky's really, really treading a dangerous line with Altior, because if Altior doesn't make it to the festival, he's gifted away the second top 2 mile chase of the season. He's not even tried to win it because he's trying to mind the horse. If that horse doesn't get there, this whole season's been thrown away on trying to get to Cheltenham. Similarly, if he comes third, then why did he miss the Tingle Cleat? You're putting your eggs in one basket if you have to win that champion chase, because now he's under pressure to win that champion chase. He's not going to win the Tingle Creek. He hasn't won the Tingle Creek. If Nichols follows him around, it could be that he goes to the festival with only one serious run of the season, and if he doesn't beat Chacun Persois, etc., or he has a setback and doesn't make it, then that's the whole season thrown away. So that's my thoughts on it. And it's something that the other trainers are they've talked about it slightly, but not really. I mean, it's like Dan Skelton saying he won the Henry VIII with All Mankind, and Nichols winning the Tingle Creek with Politolog. Their horses have a Grade 1 in the bag now. It's going to be even tougher to win the big one, but it seems like these pots like the Tingle Creek and the other races are just being completely dismissed because it's all about the festival now. The Pat Kenna comment about would I make videos on Fridays? I'm going to intersperse this with like Gary talking about the videos. Gary was really kind about my videos when he talked about all of this sort of stuff. He talked about all the other videos as well. And Gary puts up a lot of sort of bigger priced horses that a lot of people wouldn't think about. But me and Gary's chats have never been about the videos when we've chatted about other stuff. We've chatted in the main about Gary lost a friend to mental health problems between March and November. I don't know when exactly, but he talked about it in his video. And that had happened to me about 8 years ago now with a friend of mine. And we both talked about the fact that we, you know, how you feel after. And to anybody else, I would say to them, don't let there be an after for your friend and you. Make sure you check on them now, because you don't know when someone's feeling down. Are they feeling worse than you think? So check on them, especially men. They don't want to talk about their problems, but sometimes they're feeling a lot worse than what you've realised. And me and Gary talked about that a lot. But then Pat Ken asked about the videos, and like Gary talked in his video about how long it takes to make these videos and the time that's put into it. And I don't think a lot of people, especially the troll that we all have, has any idea. I don't understand why he's so upset about racing videos being put up. Because he's had the most comments out of anybody contributing to my videos, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, where he posts up a load of bets that haven't ran yet as if they're trophies. And on one of the flat videos he posted up his big tip for me, Princess Noura, for the Breeders' Cup, and he had 8-1 in his head. Whether he had or not, I don't know, but the horse got beaten anyway, so he could have had 50-1 for all it matters, because it got beat anyway. But he'll try and say, oh, I laid that off, or I did this, or I did that. But the bottom line is that, like, the guys making videos are putting a lot of time into it. I mean, this is probably the 6th time I've tried to make this. Now, at 15 minutes, that's an hour and a half. But you've got to check everyone before you think of putting it up. So that's 3 hours. And then someone like him comes on and makes nasty comments to the other guys who are commenting. And I don't know why he does it, because as soon as I see his comments, I delete them. But it's upset the people who want to contribute to a video, and really it's just a bit strange. But yeah, the things to take out of Gary's video was like that other people are spending this amount of time making the videos as well. The reason I don't put so many bets up, and that I slightly don't want to do Friday videos, is I like my bets to be select. I do worry about the amount of subscribers I've got, that they're all being influenced by a bet I put up, and I want it to be good. I mean, I want them all to win, but I can't. That's not going to happen. And if I'm not going to make sure that they're all going to win, I've got to make sure that they're all value and that the guys can see they're good bets. Such as I talked about, I didn't put it up as a bet, but I said I was backing Sky Pirate. Now, it was a good bet, and he would have gone close in the race I put him up for. He hadn't made that mistake, he could possibly have won. Sod's law, he wins next time out, and he won well. So, yeah, that's part of the reason that I'm not so sure. If people have an opinion on whether I should put a video up on a Friday, then they can post it below. And hopefully the troll maybe watches the video will understand how much time people put into these videos, and also have a think about Gary's comment about check on your friends, and have a check of Gary's videos. Like I said, he's put some great bigger price selections up. Imperial Aura he put up at 25-1 last year for Cheltenham. and he had Goshen at 10-1, which is unlucky, and Appreciate at 14-1, which is also unlucky. So you can see that you get good bets out of Gary's videos. So yeah, it's gone on a wee bit longer than I thought, but there was a lot to talk about this week. Have a watch of that race at Naas tomorrow. I do feel it could be quite important in the Mayor's Novice hurdle come Cheltenham time. And keep your eye on that Kennel Gate on Friday, but I can't play on it because, well, I do like Dusart, but I don't like when Henderson's got 2 in a race, and it's compounded when there's only one bookmaker betting on the race as well. So anyway, thanks very much for watching today's video. I hope you've found something of interest in it or taken something out of it. Check on your friends. Thanks for watching. I'll be back to you next week. Bye for now.